Right. Let's dive into a story that sounds almost too wild to be true, but in today's world, reality is often stranger than fiction. We're talking about Elon Musk, a man whose name could easily double as a futuristic cologne for astronauts, but who also happens to be one of the most influential CEOs on the planet. He's the guy who made electric cars not just practical, but actually cool. He gave Tesla's fart mode for laughs, launched rockets for fun, and now, as of July 7, 2025, he's decided that America's political system could use a little Musk magic, maybe even a total overhaul. Yes, you heard that right. The world's most famous rocket-launching, meme-posting billionaire is officially launching his own political party. It's not just a rumor, it's happening. The news, of course, broke on X, the social media platform he owns, in a flurry of late-night posts that sent the internet into a frenzy. Musk knows how to make an entrance, and this was no exception. It's the digital equivalent of Martin Luther nailing his theses to the church door. Except this church door is a meme-filled, crypto-scamming echo chamber where every post is a headline and every meme is a manifesto. The idea? Absolutely staggering. The richest man alive wants to shape the laws of the world's largest economy. Fans are thrilled, already dreaming of a future run by innovation. Critics are panicking, worried about what happens when tech billionaires play politics. And the rest of us? We're just grabbing popcorn, settling in to watch what could be the wildest political show of the century. So tonight, let's unpack Musk's political suitcase, brilliant ideas, novelty t-shirts, and maybe even a plan to replace Congress with AI. Who knows what surprises he's packed for this journey? Because when the richest man on earth jumps into politics, you don't just watch. You brace yourself for a ride that could change everything. So, who is Elon Musk? For anyone who's missed the last 2 decades, here's the speed run. South African-born, Canadian-American, and the mind behind Tesla, SpaceX, and PayPal. He took electric cars from punchline to status symbol and made private spaceflight a reality. Instead of retiring after PayPal, he doubled down. Tunnels under cities, brain chips, and, yes, flamethrowers. His public persona? Part Tony Stark, part meme lord, part late-night group chat chaos agent. Musk bypasses traditional media, using X to move markets, troll rivals, and rally millions. He's not just a CEO, he's a cult figure, selling a vision of a future with Mars colonies and traffic-free cities. Millions see him as a visionary who can solve humanity's biggest problems. So when he says he wants to fix Washington, people listen, even if it sounds bonkers. Because if you can land rockets, why not try politics? Before we dive into Musk's plan, let's take a moment to understand the world of political parties and why they matter so much in American life. Think of political parties as teams. Groups of people who share similar ideas about how the country should be run. They work together, strategize, and try to get their players elected to positions of power, just like a sports team aiming for the championship. In the US, the main rivalry is between Democrats, symbolized by the donkey, and Republicans, represented by the elephant, a stubborn animal and one supposedly scared of mice. These two parties have dominated the field for over a century, shaping nearly every major decision. Each party offers a platform, a kind of menu listing their beliefs, promises, and goals for the country. These platforms help voters understand what each team stands for, at least in theory. For many voters, party labels act as shortcuts, making it easier to choose in a complicated political landscape. But lately, more and more people feel that neither party truly represents their values or priorities. It's a bit like being forced to pick between a kale smoothie and deep-fried butter when all you really want is a simple, satisfying sandwich. The choices can feel limited, and not everyone is happy with what's on the menu. The result? Political gridlock, growing frustration, and a swelling crowd of independents. People who feel politically homeless and are searching for something different. This is where third parties come in. Third parties rarely win big, but they play a crucial role. They shake up the status quo, introduce fresh ideas, and act as a pressure valve for public frustration, sometimes forcing the major parties to pay attention to new issues. From the progressives to the Greens, third parties have changed the national conversation, even if they haven't always won the big prize. Now, into this divided and restless landscape, Elon Musk is stepping in, launching his own political team and promising to shake things up even further. Will Musk's move spark a true revolution in American politics, or will it just add more noise to an already crowded field? That's the big question. One thing's for sure, whatever happens next, it's about to get a lot more interesting. So, buckle up. Musk's latest venture? Introducing the Techno-Optimist Party, a bold new political movement that's already sparking conversations across the country. At first glance, it might sound like a club for people who believe smart fridges and AI assistants can solve world hunger. But beneath the tongue-in-cheek name, the philosophy is clear. Technology and relentless innovation are the keys to unlocking human progress and solving society's biggest challenges. Musk argues that both major parties are stuck in the past, bogged down by bureaucracy and captured by special interests that resist real change. He envisions a party that's maximally sensible and moderate, socially liberal, fiscally conservative, and absolutely obsessed with logic, data, and evidence-based policy. At its core, the Techno-Optimist Party calls for massive investment in research and development, fueling breakthroughs in science and technology. It champions deregulation to speed up innovation, aiming to cut red tape so new ideas can flourish and reach the market faster. And it demands an education system laser-focused on STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math, preparing the next generation to lead in a high-tech world. Musk wants government to run like a startup, lean, fast, and relentlessly results-driven, where bureaucracy is replaced by agility and innovation. And above all, the party is built on optimism, a vision of a future powered by sustainable energy, space exploration, and revolutionary medical breakthroughs that improve lives everywhere. It's politics reimagined as a product launch, with Musk himself as the charismatic CEO, pitching a future that feels more like Silicon Valley than Capitol Hill. For anyone exhausted by endless political bickering and gridlock, it's a bold, hopeful pitch, one that promises real solutions and a sense of purpose. But the big question remains: can optimism, engineering, and a startup mindset really fix politics as we know it? Or is this just another ambitious experiment in a world hungry for change? The Techno-Optimist Party's launch sent Musk's fans into overdrive. To them, he's a visionary who gets things done. If he can build rockets and electric cars, why not fix government? Supporters love the idea of a third-way progressive on science and social issues, conservative on money and bureaucracy. It's the political equivalent of a hybrid car, and they're ready to take it for a spin. The tech and business worlds are thrilled. A government that moves fast and breaks things is their dream. Younger generations, raised on tech and crisis, are drawn to Musk's future-focused optimism. For these fans, it's not just a party, it's a movement. They're ready to build the future, not just argue about the past. But not everyone's buying it. Critics see Musk's move as a billionaire's power grab. Running a country isn't like running a company. People aren't employees you can fire for disagreeing. Skeptics say Musk's common sense is dangerously simplistic, ignoring the messy realities of governing. His record on free speech and moderation at X worries many. Would dissent be tolerated? Or would it be Musk's way or the highway? Critics fear a party built around one man's vision could quickly become an echo chamber. And while Musk dreams of Mars, most Americans are worried about groceries and healthcare. Is this a future for everyone, or just the ultra-rich? If the Techno-Optimist Party took power, what would it actually do? Expect a radical simplification of taxes, maybe even a flat tax you file on your phone. Aggressive deregulation, especially in tech, energy, and transport, to unleash innovation. But also massive government spending on moonshot projects, tunnels, power grids, maybe a Mars base. Socially, it'd be hands-off, pro-personal freedom, loose on content moderation, and big on STEM education. On energy, it's complicated huge investments in green tech, but also support for oil and gas as a bridge. It's fiscal conservatism for the small stuff, wild spending for the big stuff. The result? A platform as disruptive and controversial as Musk himself. It's easy to dismiss this as a billionaire's vanity project, but history says, don't bet against Musk. People laughed at Tesla and SpaceX until he changed entire industries. His playbook: find a broken system, declare it obsolete, and build a new one from scratch. Now, he's targeting American politics. With his resources, profile, and direct line to millions via X, he's got a real shot at shaking things up. Musk doesn't just build products, he builds movements. Tesla owners are evangelists. SpaceX launches are global events. He can bypass traditional media, mobilize fans, and shape the narrative. Love him or hate him, you can't ignore him. He's a disruptor, and the political establishment may not be ready for what comes next. When Musk sets his sights on something, expect the unexpected. So here we are, July 7th, 2025, staring at the crater where Musk just dropped his new party. Could this actually change American politics? Or is it just another billionaire's expensive hobby? The conditions are ripe for disruption. Public trust is low, and people want something new. Musk could pull voters from both sides, forcing the old parties to adapt or die. But the system is built to resist outsiders, and governing is messier than engineering. The party could collapse under its own contradictions, or it could spark a revolution. Will Americans trust a billionaire to fix their country with the same logic he uses for rockets? One thing's certain, politics just got a lot weirder. Buckle up.